Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen a couple squirrels out there, but somebody drove up, spooked them. So I thought we were going to have a couple squirrels feed this morning, but not yet. We'll have to wait for probably these people to move, and then the squirrels will come out of the tree again. But I can tell you this much. Two of these squirrels have gone all, one was black with all red tail, but that has changed completely to black. So I think we're going to have a bad winter. I really think we're going to have a chilly winter because they say the darker the coat on the squirrels, um, a colder winter. And I think I did see something on there on the internet yesterday. Mutual of Omaha. All right, there's some more news and stories that are going to be breaking here soon. Just letting you folks know, all you crime sectors out there. I see JFK, or not JFK, RFK. Kennedy pulled 500 million from from the vaccine experiment. Well, I could tell you this much: you're going to need vaccines. Like I said, if it wasn't for us getting polio shot, maybe that's what's wrong with us. Maybe when we went to school, we had to get vaccines, and now 50 years later, uh, we I don't know. Maybe either we should be alive or be dead. I don't know. I know this much: they told us if we didn't get that before we went to school, told our parents that there was a good chance we can get polio, be crippled and die or whatever. So maybe we're having side effects or something from being vaccinated 50 years later. Maybe, maybe. It's possible. I'm not sure. Well, I'm still alive. I know people that got the flu vaccine. They're still alive. So, what's all this hip hop about? They're all dying, and I don't know. They seem okay to me. I didn't get the vaccine, the flu vaccine. I don't think. But of course, I'm knocking on heaven's door, so it really don't matter. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Wow. Well, I could tell you what right now, we're not going to get no squirrels with that vehicle parked there. All right, so they are predicting a colder than average winter. All right, let's check out a video real quick of Austin Drummond, who lived like a king behind prison gates. Son of a gun had more than I did. And I'm not a killer. All right, let's check this out. New photos, videos of Austin Drummond prison past. All right, let's check this out real quick. Let me put it in the chat. Put it in the description. All right, let's check this out real quick.
Investigators continue to dig deeper into Austin Drummond's past. Most of his life, adult life at least, was spent at a state prison in Lake County. And from there, he reportedly posted pictures that paint a lifestyle you might not expect.
You don't expect this. Our chief investigator, Jessica Gertler, shows you the pictures we found and presses for answers.
This video reportedly posted to Austin Drummond's Facebook page showing him playing video games while serving his sentence for an armed robbery at the Northwest Correctional Complex in Lake County, Tennessee. WREG investigators also found multiple photos posted to that same page revealing a comfortable life while he was reportedly housed in state prison. These pictures show him with multiple cell phones. And these photos, you can see a TV streaming device, a handheld video game system, and shelves stocked with food. This picture, take a look, shows him flashing a nice bottle of liquor with the caption, "Chirac, almost home, living it up till I get there." It was posted November 2023, 10 months before he was released. We asked the Tennessee Department of Corrections if it's seen the photos, what action was taken, and how often do they conduct sweeps at that prison. All TDOC would say, when an inmate is in violation of policy, they are disciplined. A TBI background report we uncovered states Drummond was charged 4 times with contraband into a penal facility, as well as unlawful telecommunication devices in a penal facility. The Lake County District Attorney.
So he was released from the Department of Corrections. Once that happens, he had these new charges pending from where it occurred inside the prison. But once that happens and he's released, it's no different than anyone else who's on the street.
It's unclear how Drummond reportedly got the contraband into the state prison. The DA did say he was in a romantic relationship with a close relative of one of the 4 victims he's now accused of killing. That girlfriend, according to a state HR file, was at one point a corrections officer at the same prison while Drummond was incarcerated. The file makes no mention.
Well, it looks like he was living large. Wow. Well, of course, he's probably got all kinds of stuff if the prison itself was corrupt, or the guards or whatever. Pretty crazy.
Mention of any reported relationship, though. The only disciplinary issue listed is what led to her firing last October for not showing up to work. And we've submitted more records requests as we continue to push for answers and dig deeper. Of course, we'll let you know what we find out. Investigating for news leader Jessica Gertler, WREG News Channel 3.
Just remarkable.
Do you know the state of Illinois has high school fishing? There's got to be fishing coaches.
Welcome back, troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. We've got one of those old Gibson custom shop cases today, and inside sleeps a Zakk Wylde the Grail Bullseye model. I love these things so much. It was the first signature guitar that when I picked it up, I instantly felt the essence of the artist himself. These things, I don't care if you like EMG pickups or Zack's playing style or not, they just transform everything about your playing. They feel so powerful to wield. But this one is not just any regular Zakk Wylde Bullseye. It's been signed by him back in 2016. Isn't that cool? Oh, wait, it's #1? Yeah, if you think that's crazy, that's not even half of the tale. So make sure you stay tuned for the full episode. But let's do a little bit of Zakk Wylde history. If you're not familiar with this Viking madman, I say that in a loving way, his first rising to fame, as far as I understand it, is when he joined up with Ozzy, because he was a phenomenal player and they had to fill the role of Randy Rhoads, which is no easy feat. So when joining Ozzy, he got a Les Paul Custom from one of his friends. That was from the year 1981. However, it was also white, that had been aged. He didn't want to be stepping on Randy Rhoads' toes here with his whole legacy, so he sent that guitar off to be custom painted in the Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo design. That looks like this. And when he got it back, it was a bullseye. And he had a photo shoot So he's like, oh man, I don't have time to fix this. So that's the story of how the Grail Bullseye got its signature paint job. But what's kind of cool about this one being a 1981 Les Paul Custom originally is it was a transitional era from Gibson. Assuming he didn't change the volute, you could actually find maple-necked versions of guitars that did not have volutes in 1981 and pretty much 81 only. Some run off in 82, but that's when they were transitioning back into the mahogany. So in many ways, this was probably one of the very first Norlin era reissue guitars, because this signature model was first released for the year 1999. This is the very early days of signature model Les Pauls, because the Les Paul itself is a signature model for Les Paul. They didn't start double signaturifying that until pretty much the mid to late 90s. After the custom shop opens, they kind of figure out what they want to do. I mean, we're talking 96, 97, Slash's Snake Pit, the Ace Frehley original 300 run. You've got the Joe Perry custom shop, as well as the USA. You've got the Jimmy Page models. Zach was part of those original guys. Sometimes people forget the Grail in those original 90s runs, simply because it was so late in it. And get this, the Bullseye is just so darn iconic. It was in production since then all the way until 2016, when Zach decided to split off with Gibson and join up with Schecter to create Wild Audio. However, around 2011, 2012, when the whole Richlight era starts, they actually have a design change on these. And the Bullseye is like one of the most faked Les Paul Gibsons that you can find at that particular point in time. So that's kind of an odd choice for them to delete the upper black stripe. Those ones just look so strange to me, but keep in mind, those will have the Richlight fretboard on top of the change. And then in 2006, they actually did a 50 Murphy Lab Age, the Grail Bullseyes. Those are pretty collectible. So all things considered, there are three main versions to the Bullseye guitar. You got your original run, you've got the Richlight with the new design, and then you get the Murphy Lab Aged. So how do you date your guitar? Well, you're going to look on the back of the headstock to see the serial number. They are consecutive numbers, and they just keep going up. So it's honestly kind of hard to date them because the serial doesn't tell you anything. You can't look at pot codes because in this era, Gibson branded pots didn't have that. And you got to remember, these are EMG pickups. We don't have anything to go off of. But if you call up Gibson, they can look up when it shipped from their factory. And this one, they said, was October 30th of the year 1999. So being serial number 1, I think we could safely assume it was a first year one, but how cool is that? Now, unfortunately, I do not know what the A stands for in this serial number. We could hypothesize that maybe it's for artist or artist proof. However, since Gibson had it in their system, it's unlikely that it was sent to the artist, because generally the things within their system show when they ship it out to a dealer. So if you call up Gibson and they go, oh no, we have no record of your guitar, don't freak out. Usually that means it went through the system in a different way than usual. But before Zach left Gibson, he just had so many signature guitars. He's up there with Slash and Bonamassa. So within the custom shop, he had the Les Paul Rough Top. There's the Bullseye that we're talking about today, the Camo Bullseye, the Flying V Bullseye with the Floyd Rose. Don't forget about his crazy ZVs in the Buzzsaw and Bullseye combination. There were also some runoff models that we've documented in the past, such as a gunmetal gray version. But then don't forget about the Epiphones. Pretty much all those have an Epiphone version, as well as having crazy things like the Graveyard Disciple, the Pee Wee V and Les Paul with their Bullseye patterns, and the official run of the Epiphone Buzzsaw Customs. Then if you look at the Wild Audio brand today, he's just got a whole bunch of his own stuff going crazy. It's a lot of fun. And I have not had one of these in a long time. So now I know what you're thinking. Trogley, how do you get serial number 1? Here's where the story gets even more wild. I didn't buy this guitar. It was actually a donation to the museum from a viewer of the show, Michael A. While at Ozfest in 2004, he decided he wanted one of these Bullseye guitars. So he's looking on eBay and he sees this one listed for a staggering $8,000. When these were brand new, they weren't all that expensive. So that was a crazy price tag at that point. So he decided to pass it. But after he got back home from the concert, he saw that there was a price drop all the way down to $3,500. So he decided to grab it from him. However, the seller requested a money order to pay for it, And after he sent it, a couple of weeks go by and no guitar. So he happens to work with a company that has some sales reps all over the United States, and one was just very close to that location. So he paid the shop a visit, to which the business partner was there, gave the other guy's personal cell phone, and then yeah, the guitar decides to show up after that. So who knows what was going on there? Maybe he just got busy, or maybe it was a potential scamming attempt.
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens.
Yeah, if you're gonna get one of them guitars, if you ain't got money and you're on a poor man's wages or whatever, you might want to go Epiphone. I had an Epiphone one. It looked just like the Gibson one, but the headstock was a little bit different. I think I only paid $350 for mine, but that was like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something, or 7 years ago. And I turned it around. I had it, but the dang neck on it was so huge. It was like a baseball bat. I ended up, as a matter of fact, I think I got photos of that guitar on my Facebook page. I mean, it was a nice guitar. It sounded great. Coffee station good this morning. Oh, come on, who is this? We're not going to get no squirrel action with that dude. Park there. All right, I will be back, folks. I just woke up, so I shall return.